Good day, everyone. I'm Christy Handog, a student of Bachelor of Secondary Education, major in Social Studies, second year. For today's video, we were going to talk about the Tpack. Tpack stands for Technology, Pedagogy, and Content Knowledge. Since technology has become an increasingly important part of students' lives beyond school, even within the classroom, it can also help increase their understanding of complex concepts or encourage collaboration among peers. So, the current educational practice suggests that teachers implement some form of technology in their classrooms, but many teachers face difficulties in doing so, such as cost, access, and time often form considerable barriers to classroom implementation. But another obstacle is a lack of knowledge regarding how technology can best be used to benefit students across diverse subject matter. So this is the Tpack framework that focuses on technological knowledge or TK, pedagogical knowledge or PK, and content knowledge or CK. So by differentiating among these three types of knowledge, the Tpack framework outlines how content or what is being taught and pedagogy or how the teacher imparts the content. So it must form the foundation for any effective edtech integration. So this order is important because the technology being implemented must communicate the content and support the pedagogy in order to enhance students' learning experiences. So the first primary knowledge of Tpack is the content knowledge or CK. This describes teachers' own knowledge of the subject matter. CK will also differ according to discipline and grade level. For example, middle school science and history classes require less detail and scope than undergraduate or graduate courses, so their various instructors' CK may differ, or the CK that each class imparts so each student will differ. So it is a knowledge about actual subject matter that is to be learned or taught that teachers must know about the content they are going to teach and how the nature of knowledge is different for various content areas. This knowledge includes knowledge of concept, theories, ideas, organizational frameworks, knowledge of evidence and proof, as well as established practices and approaches toward developing such knowledge. So the second knowledge of Tpack is the pedagogical knowledge or PK. This describes teachers' knowledge of the practices, processes, and methods regarding teaching and learning. It refers to the methods and processes of teaching and includes knowledge in classroom management, assessment, lesson plan development, and student learning. So this is about the processes and practices or methods of teaching and learning. They encompass, among other things, overall educational purposes, values, and aims. It requires an understanding of cognitive, social, and developmental theories of learning and how things apply to students in the classroom. So the last knowledge in Tpack is the technological knowledge or TK. This describes teachers' knowledge of and ability to use various technologies, technological tools, and associated resources. It refers to the knowledge about various technologies, ranging from low-tech technologies such as pencil and paper to digital technologies such as the internet, digital video, interactive whiteboards, and software programs. So this is to require that the person should understand information technology broadly enough to apply it productively at work in their everyday lives, understanding the need for flexibility as technology advances. To deeper our knowledge and understanding the information technology for information processing, communication, and problem solving. So in the diagram, these are the domains of Tpack. First is the technological content knowledge or TCK, pedagogical content knowledge or PCK, technological pedagogical knowledge or TPK, and lastly the Tpack itself, technological pedagogical content knowledge. So the first one is the TCK or technological content knowledge. This describes teachers' understanding of how technology and content can both influence and push against each other. So in technological content knowledge, the teachers needs to understand what specific technologies are best suited for addressing subject matter learning in their domains and how the content dictates or perhaps even changes the technology or vice versa. The next one is the technological pedagogical knowledge or TPK. This describes teachers' understanding of how particular technologies can change both the teaching and learning experiences by introducing new pedagogical affordances and constraints. So meaning it is understanding of how teaching and learning can change when selected technologies are used in specific ways. So this includes knowing the pedagogical affordances and limitations for a range of technological tools as they relate to disciplinary and developmental appropriately pedagogical designs and strategies. Next is the pedagogical content knowledge or PCK. Pedagogical content knowledge refers to the content knowledge that deals with the teaching process. So it covers the core business of teaching, learning, curriculum, assessment, and reporting, and awareness of common misconceptions and ways of looking at them. The importance of forging connections among different content-based ideas, students' prior knowledge, alternative teaching strategies, and the flexibility that comes from exploring alternative ways of looking at the same idea or problem are all essential for effective teaching. And lastly, the Tpack, Technological Pedagogical Content Knowledge. It is the knowledge refers to it is required by teachers for integrating technology into their teaching in any content areas. So the Tpack goes beyond all three core components of content, pedagogy, and technology and forms the basis for effective teaching with technology. It is also the representation of concepts using technologies, pedagogical technique that uses technologies in constructive ways to teach content, knowledge of what makes concept difficult or easy to learn, an understanding of how technology can help address some of the problems that students face, and knowledge of how technology can be used to build on existing knowledge. So this is the example of how to incorporate the Tpack framework inside the classroom. First, the content knowledge or the CK. This will be the question, what are you teaching and what is your own knowledge of the subject? For example, for the lesson, you'll need a solid understanding of that kind of topic and its processes. So the second is the pedagogical knowledge or the PK. So how do your students learn best and what instructional strategies do you need to meet their needs and the requirements of the lesson plan? So in this case, you need to understand the best practices for teaching or in a small group collaboration. Next is the TK or the technological knowledge. So what digital tools are available to you? Which do you know well enough to use? And which would be most appropriate for the lesson at hand? So for this topic, The students will need to label a diagram and present, so the ability to fill in the blanks with an answer key and find images from the internet, create slides, etc. are important. So in next, the combination of Tpack, which are the PCK, the TCK, and the TPK. So in the pedagogical content knowledge, the understanding the best practices for teaching specific content to your specific students. Technological content knowledge, knowing how the digital tools available to you can enhance or transform the content, how it's delivered to students, and how your students can interact with it. Next is the technological pedagogical knowledge or TPK, understanding how to use your digital tools as a vehicle to the learning outcomes and experiences you want. So that will be all, and I hope you learned something. Thank you for watching.